dream in the dust. Santiago was born in a small village in northern Colombia, a place where the streets were dirt, the nights were loud with crickets, and dreams seemed to evaporate in the heat. He was the youngest of 5. His father was a mechanic, his mother a street vendor who sold empanadas every morning in front of the school gate. Money was tight. The future? Uncertain. But Santiago had something rare, a dream that refused to die. He wanted to move to Europe, not to chase luxury, not to escape, but to build. From the time he was 14, he devoured stories of young entrepreneurs who made it big. He watched documentaries on YouTube with shaky Wi-Fi. He followed global leaders and innovators online. He wanted to see the world, build a tech company, launch something meaningful, make an impact. "I want to solve problems that matter," he once told his cousin. "From here," she laughed. "You can't even solve the water problem in your own house." But Santiago didn't laugh. He just looked out the window, dreaming of cities he'd never seen. Denied again, Santiago got a part-time job fixing laptops. Every extra peso went into preparing for a second visa application. This time he had more papers, better savings, a clearer plan. He reapplied. He prayed. He waited. Then the verdict came. Visa denied. Twice. This time it broke him. He didn't eat for 2 days. He stopped fixing computers. He ignored messages from friends. His mother worried. Maybe this isn't God's will, someone told him. But Santiago didn't believe that. He couldn't. Because his dream wasn't a distraction. It was a direction. He just hadn't figured out the right path yet. The pivot. One night, while scrolling through his old email drafts, Santiago noticed something strange. Over 70 unanswered messages he had sent to startup founders across Europe. He'd reached out months ago, asking to intern, volunteer, or even just observe their teams. No replies. But one of the emails had now been marked red. It was from a founder in Berlin, a woman named Lena Weiss, CEO of a small AI startup. Out of frustration or faith, Santiago wrote again. "Hi Lena, I know we don't know each other, and I've never been to Europe, but I want to learn. I want to serve. I'll work for free. I just need a foot in the door." To his surprise, Lena replied in 15 minutes. "Santiago, I just opened your email. I don't usually reply to strangers, but I felt something reading your words. Let's talk." That one reply changed everything. Remote beginnings. Since the visa had failed twice, Lena offered Santiago something unexpected. "Work with us. Remotely. Prove yourself. Then we'll figure out how to get you here." For 3 months, Santiago worked 14-hour days from a borrowed laptop at a noisy cafe in Barranquilla. He fixed bugs, answered support emails, built back-end systems, took online classes at night. His internet dropped often. His eyes burned from the screen. But he never missed a deadline. He wasn't in Europe, but his impact was. By month 4, he had become the company's secret weapon, the third door. By the 6th month, Santiago had done what no one expected. He'd helped the startup double their customer support efficiency. He'd redesigned their internal tools. And he'd earned the trust of Lena, not just as a coder, but as a visionary. One morning, she called him on Zoom. "You've done more for this company than people sitting in our Berlin office. We want you here. This time, we'll sponsor your visa." Santiago froze. Was this real? He'd heard the word visa so many times before, but always paired with denied. Now it was followed by, "We believe in you. Let us fight for you. Pack your bags." 3 months later, after a grueling process of paperwork, embassy appointments, and interviews, Santiago stood outside the German consulate with a stamped passport in his hand. Approved. He didn't cheer. He didn't jump. He just wept. Touchdown in Europe. Santiago landed in Berlin on a cold Thursday in November. The air was crisp. The streets clean. The city moved fast, too fast. He barely spoke the language. He got lost on the subway. He had no family, no savings, no backup plan. But he had something far more powerful. Purpose. For the first time in his life, he wasn't dreaming of Europe. He was in Europe. And now, he had to prove he belonged. The hustle never left. While working full-time at the startup, Santiago began attending local entrepreneur meetups at night. He stood in the back, listened, took notes, asked questions. Many times people dismissed him. He didn't have the accent, didn't wear the expensive clothes. Didn't have a degree from a fancy school, but he had ideas. And slowly, people started to notice. One investor asked him, "Where are you from?" He smiled. "I'm from a small village in Colombia, but I work like I'm building a global empire." The first company. At 25, Santiago launched his first tech startup, a platform that helped Latin American freelancers connect with global companies. He built it in nights and weekends. He launched it with $700 and a prayer. He marketed it using WhatsApp groups and YouTube videos shot from his bedroom. The app exploded. Within a year, he had 100,000 users. By year 2, over 1 million. He got invited to speak at conferences. He raised money from venture capitalists who once ignored him. One of them said, "Your resilience is unlike anything we've seen." Santiago replied, "It's not resilience. It's roots. I know where I come from, and I know what I had to survive to get here." The global stage. By 30, Santiago was no longer just a success story. He was a symbol, a global figure, a South American kid who was denied twice but didn't give up. He spoke on stages in Singapore, London, and New York. His TED Talk, "What Rejection Taught Me About Destiny," went viral. Over 45 million views in 6 months. He started a foundation to fund visas for underprivileged students. He sponsored hundreds of young dreamers, the way Elena had once believed in him. Full circle. One summer, Santiago flew back to Colombia. He visited his old neighborhood, the dusty streets, the tiny bedroom, the place where his dreams were born. He saw kids playing soccer barefoot, just like he once did. One boy ran up to him, recognizing him from a YouTube video. "Are you really that guy? The one who couldn't get a visa, but now travels the world? How did you do it?" Santiago knelt and smiled. "By not letting no be the end of my story. Every no is just another step to a better yes." What it really means. This story is not just about Santiago. It's about you. Maybe you've faced rejection. Maybe you've been told no. Maybe you feel like the doors are closed and your dream is foolish. But here's the truth. You can be denied twice and still be destined. You can be delayed without being disqualified. You can come from nowhere and still reach the world. What mattered wasn't Santiago's talent. It was his refusal to give up. His ability to turn pain into purpose. His choice to keep building, even when no one saw. Rejection doesn't kill dreams, he often says. Quitting does. Santiago's life is a reminder that sometimes your path won't look like anyone else's. You'll be told no. You'll be laughed at. You'll be left out. But if you stay faithful to the dream in your heart, if you work, serve, grow, and refuse to bow to doubt, your moment will come. And when it does, it will be worth every tear, every door slammed in your face, every lonely night. Because your story will inspire millions, just like his.